There are times YouTube will select a random game title for a video if you do not select it yourself, but only if it's available, as not all games, especially IO games, are not available, and some of the games they choose are completely off. And what I mean by that is that it will sometimes select a game that is absolutely nothing like what you upload, and here I will give you many examples that I have seen over the years, though most of them are recent. Here's the latest one on the second channel. Clearly it's Florio, but YouTube thinks it's Agar.io, and to prove that I did not set it myself, I will show you that I didn't even pick a game for this because Florio isn't even available as a game here. See? No game selected, and we all know what this game is. Even this is not an option. And since there is no option for Dig.io either, it went with Agar.io instead, something that YouTube thinks is a similar game. It would be more accurate if it was a Dig.io video, but not a Florio video. And to think this is the selection it came up with, Florio and Agar.io are not even similar games. The only similar thing between them is, well, I think you know, as they both have certain circular shapes. Is that enough to warrant the selection of Agar.io? I think YouTube thinks so. Oh, but this is not the only example I have. In fact, I have many examples that I recorded last year, but I abandoned this video for whatever reason. But I will show you now. But before I do, I will ask you one question. Have you ever heard of the game Realm of the Mad God? Well, apparently YouTube thinks Florio is Realm of the Mad God. Now, I've actually known about this game for over 10 years, because one random Kongregate user would not stop talking about it. But I know for a fact that these games are not similar at all. I will even show you a comparison. Here's Realm, and here is Florio. Do both of these games look the same to you? Do both of these games look similar to you? Well, you may not think so, but YouTube does. And it didn't randomly select this game for one video, it did it for multiple on my second channel. I don't know if this is some random advertising campaign that we don't even know about, but clearly there is something strange here, because as I said, Florio and Realm are not the same. However, forget that, because Florio actually did have its own game selection for a time. It doesn't exist anymore, but I know that this existed as a game option, and while I still didn't select the game, it was still an option, and it would do this for all of my Florio videos, at least on the second channel. Now, some of you may know where I'm going with this because you may have been brought attention to it. The so-called game in question, and I use that lightly, was Florio Defeat Multi-Gangs. Regardless, it was a game that apparently existed for a while, and I'm very certain the developer caught on this and tried to remove it, even though the images shown were from the official game, or thumbnails off of YouTube. Hey look, it's my video thumbnail, sweet! Whoever made this tried to sell it as the official game, even though everyone here clearly knows it isn't, and if you just want to play Florio, you just go to the official browser version instead. Enough of that, I don't want to show it anymore. Now, as I have said before, most games, including Florio now, do not have a game selection when you upload to YouTube. Now, as for the random game choices, I've actually known this since 2016. This video, now believe it or not, this never used to say Diepio, although that's an even worse option because how can you even claim that Blockorio, which no longer exists, and Diepio are a similar game? What, just because it's an IO game? I bet that's the only reason. It doesn't mean it's the right game, or even a similar game. It actually used to say Minecraft. A game, believe it or not, that I've never played. Now at least that's an option that makes more sense, even though, again, they are not the same. That would be a more accurate description of this game, even though I'd still call this budget Minecraft. Slayneo is also apparently Diepio, even though you can clearly see it is not a tank-based game. Even the Slayneo remake says Diepio. All it makes me wonder is what game am I even playing here? Let's not forget the hilarious locations that is Arasio. Hello there, would you kindly take me to Arasio Grove Arms Race Open 2 TDM please? It would be greatly appreciated. There's even more of them. Yeah, take me to Old Dreadnoughts. I would love to go on a ship like that. I don't even know anymore. YouTube doesn't even know what game it is. But how can you blame them when there's not even an option for it? What about when there are multiple IO games featured in the same video? Which one will it choose? Well, apparently this one chooses Sliverio. Sliverio gets the golden award for being the selected game for this video, and I did feature a few IO games that you can actually select as well. Hey, I did feature it for about 5 seconds of the video, so it's about 2% correct. Good job, YouTube, and I didn't even select the game here. Okay, T-Worlds, what the hell is this? On a Dig IO video? What are you smoking, YouTube? I don't even know what game that is, and I don't even care to look. I am just baffled that they chose T-Worlds for a game that, just by looking at the image here, doesn't even look like it. Oh, but it gets even worse. A different Dig IO video shows Agar.io. Like, what is even going on here? Can someone explain this to me? I do not understand at all. This is all from the same recording, by the way. I don't even know. YouTube is so weird with this. Oh, look at this. A random selected game where the game actually matches the video. And for this, I didn't even select the game. Good job, YouTube. You finally got it right for once. A round of applause. A round of applause. Good grief. And to think that Battledudes.io, which is not one of the more popular IO games, has its own selection, is crazy to me. You would think this would get the Krunker tag, but apparently not. But at least Krunker.io, or Krunker if you will, has its own selection. Once again it does right. Though I do love to make this one joke about Krunker.io. Wait a minute, just hang on a sec. I'm gonna show you. Budget Counter-Strike. Strikes again, I guess. Okay, the only thing similar about this game is the fact that the background is similar to the Diepio background, or the Arasio background. That's really the only similarity here. So again, YouTube, you got it wrong. Again, your track record is terrible. Now for games like Arasio, which I do believe should have their own game category, it doesn't even pick up the fact that it's Diepio, despite the fact that it is basically a Diepio sequel, and the only way for any Diepio inspired game to get this tag is if you select it yourself, like I did with this video, and of course this video. Maybe other YouTubers should do the same thing, because let me tell you, it may be funny at first, but it does get annoying. Now as for my more recent Florio videos, they have not been selected under the Realm of the Mad God section, which is I believe a good thing, because they are nowhere near the same game. And once again, I will give you a side-by-side comparison of both games. Now tell me, are they the same game? Are they a similar game? You may jokingly think that they are, but I know deep down inside that you do not think they are. At least my more recent Arasio videos are under the Diepio section without me having to choose it. Well, most of them. But it's at least an improvement from what it was before, although I'd like to think nothing has changed, because this can be incredibly random. Because this is not Agar.io, this is not Florio Defeat Mortigangs, although it is Florio, and it's definitely not Realm of the Mad God. What next? I go back to playing Fortnite and it ends up in a section of Valorant? And no, I'm not going to do that, so do not worry. In fact, what if I just put in as many games as possible? What game will it come up as? Maybe I'll just spam as many as possible. I will not even select a game, I will just see what it comes up with. Is this what you want, YouTube? Hey, I'll do it, that's where you'll have a meltdown. Tell me, which game is it? Try me. Try. So, YouTube, which is it?